Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial. Today we're going to be talking about Palantir Technologies and some of the reasons why the stock dropped so heavily today. As you can see on the why it's moving here on TD Ameritrade, you can see that they had a report come out today that essentially end users had access to proprietary data that they should not have had access to. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal is because this is a company that specializes in privatized software that is tracking a lot of data points that, generally speaking, the average user isn't going to have access to. There's a lot of safety. They do a lot of work with government, with military. There's a lot of information going into the system. The idea behind this would be if you log into your bank account, there's going to be information that you don't want other people to see. However, that info is then provided to the bank, so internally they have access to all of that information. There are certain levels involved preventing that information from being provided to outside stakeholders or non-stakeholders alike. In the same way that you don't want your private information on the banking side to be leaked to outsiders, the idea behind the technology that they utilize, they do not want there to be a breach in that, showcasing that it's easy to access that information. Now, that being said, you can see here that caused a pretty large decline in the stock. Now, keep in mind they had incredibly strong earnings. We saw some huge increases in the price valuations from a number of analysts during that time. So put it relative, the stock is still not down a ton. In fact, if you look at the past 5 days, they're where they were a few days ago. So all that being said, the stock is not hurting too much, but this could be a big deal. However, we did have a spokesperson come from Palantir that said there wasn't a glitch in the software. Our platform has robust access and security controls. The customer also had rigorous security protocols established to protect search warrant returns, which in this case, the end user did not follow. So what's this saying? What's happening here? The company is coming out and saying that this event is not something that they are to be in trouble for. They had all of the software protocols. The client had all the software protocols. However, the end user did not follow them. So in the same form and fashion that people can get in trouble if they use your credit card, even though maybe you gave it to them, they still may not be able to access it because they don't have your PIN number. If you don't follow the rules, you can get in trouble dealing with data that is private and does not belong to you. And that's what's happening here. So do I think that this is a risk to the stock? Yes. And the reason for that is because if a company gets the reputation for being someone who can let data go away easily, or that someone can get into your system, or that this is a recurring event because of improper controls, that can definitely hurt the stock price, especially a company like this where they're trading at such a high valuation. If we look at just some of the fundamentals, they're currently trading at a price to sales ratio of 36.5. That's very, very high. So there is concern with how this can happen. That being said, I think the company has came out and stated, hey, we don't see this as a problem because it's basically not our fault. They're throwing this person under the bus. I think that's okay, and I don't think that we're going to see long-term pain points associated with this. Now, that being said, this is an isolated incident. The thing that we need to see and watch for over the course of the next 2 weeks is this going to happen again? Is there going to be someone else that comes out and says, hey, we had the same issue? Because that is when you'll see, hey, this may actually be more robust than just a single instance. In the software industry, especially in private data, security is of the utmost importance. And if you lose that reputation, it can cause a lot of issues for the company and for the shareholders investing in the company. So it's nice to see the quick response. Hopefully that'll continue, and we'll have to continue to watch and see what happens over the course of the next few weeks. So this was just a quick update on the company and why the stock moved down today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comment section down below. And if you find this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later.